Okay, good afternoon all. So my topic is how you can globalize your software. So I'm going to talk about globalization. Anyone is aware of about a globalization terminology? Okay, we will see that. So the agenda is like what is globalization, then internationalization, localization, and I will show you some example of how you can make your software globalize. So what globalization is? So it is actually the process to globalize your work. So the work can be a software, it can be a process, it can be your marketing material even. So it is the process to globalize your work that you want all world to understand and use it for their need in their own native language. So globalization will help you to make your whatever product or material is available in different world languages. So talking about software, in the context of the software, it is the process of adding the internationalization, that means a code level support, and then localizing the strings that are available in your software. This whole combined process is called as a globalizing your software. So in the internationalization, we basically call it as a IITN, abbreviated form. So this IITN will help to uniformly work your software across multiple regions. So different languages or different locales have different settings there. Like they have their own sorting rules, they have their own paper sizes. So I have written it in the later point. So it helps to set user local settings such as date, number, currency, sorting, and paper size. So these all things are defined in the local definition. So if you have gone into the user share local IITN directory, you will find the local definitions are there for every country languages. Like for Japanese, you will find a JA local there. For Chinese, then for Indian languages, then all over the most of the world languages are their standards have been written in a single file that is called as a local file. So local file contains all this information which is used by the IITN thing, internationalization thing, so that it can help you to show the required things in the proper format of your region, of your locale. So this IITN includes adding the IITN support in your code, which will enable the strings. So suppose you have written some software, it contains some strings like a UI string, like you have seen the dialog boxes, like whether you want to continue or not, or something like that. So these are the UI strings, user interface strings, or even on the, if you have a command utility, there are some messages, like say suppose if you are aware of a Yum package manager, so it used to show you that whether you want to download the packages or you just want to download or install the software or packages. So likewise there are strings available in your software. So IITN, adding a IITN support will make them available for translator to translate them into their own language. So it is nothing but a code to handle all the international support without breaking the core software functionality. So IITN task is that you should not break the core software functionality and let the people do the translations in their own language. I will explain this point in the later slide. It should not also create a problem for data storage and display. So while adding a IITN support or doing the translation, whatever the translations are appearing when you run that software in different languages, it should not create a problem for rendering. The rendering is a problem. That means suppose some string is displayed in proper order, it should get reordered to it will not be displayed properly. maybe I can explain it in the actual code when we see the code actually. So this is what actually the internationalization part is. Users can input in their own language preferences as well. Talking about the localization, it is for the translators to translate these strings into their own native language. So that means they need to provide a correct meaningful translations. So what is here mean by the correct meaningful translation? That sometimes it happens that translator can translate into a bigger sentence. So they need to adjust this bigger sentence so that the display will not get affected. I mean, sometimes what happens that the button contains only 2 words or 3 words, and in the while they are going to translate, it may become to 5 or 6 words. So the whatever the label is appearing on the button, it will get it will be oversized. So that should not happen. So that is the task of the translator, to properly translate in the minimum word into the meaningful sentence. Software will be available in additional languages, not only just in the English. That is a part of localization. Then sometimes, like I said, use a minimal text compared to the actual translation text to accommodate it on labels and the buttons. And then what are the things that are available for localization? Those are the GUI messages, then the documentation. If you have seen, the most of the products are having a huge documentations. Then their websites, the websites contain also a lot of information that can be translated. Then like I said, the marketing material is also there. Nowadays the marketing material is also getting larger and larger. So people may want to, the product owner may want to get it translated so that they can provide this information across the world. So generally how the code flow should happen. So when you write a source code, it may be in any language. So if you are knowing a getText library, it is available in all the languages. I mean, the extensions are available in all the languages. So GNU getText is the library that helps you to add the ITN support into the source code. So this so maybe I can better show you some example. So like if you are writing a C example, so here a set local. So this function LC all and null parameter, if you are going to pass, that means that whatever the current locale is set on your system, it is going to be used. It may be a Japanese locale, it may be a Chinese locale. Then bind text domain. So suppose you are writing some small program like a hello world. So you may want to write some name for this program, say hello world. So hello world is the domain name for which you want to bind the some directory from where to fetch the translations. Now see, you are going to globalize your software, so you need translations also in your software. So that should be installed at some particular path on your system. So that path is defined by this parameter. So from where to read the translations for your software. So bind text domain is the function provided by the getText library that will help you to write this 2 parameter. One is the name of the domain of your program, and second is from where to fetch the translation, read the translation. The text domain is similarly is needed so that it is nothing but by which name the translation should be installed on your system. So how can I add how can I make the terminal available here?
Go off of this one. Go off. Have to get out of the presentation. Which program is this?
Application is that. I thought just this is display. I need to drag this there, right? Just the font of the screen.
Do I get out of this full screen mode?
Hit escape when you click your mouse on this screen. You hit escape. So it goes off.
Here we go.
Ah, yeah, thanks. Okay, so let's see some coding part here.
Control plus. Increase the font size.
Okay.
Screen size.
I think I lost the mouse pointer.
Just tap into the terminal window.
Yeah,
Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, it's done.
Control shift plus.
Okay.
Full screen.
Haha, I'm not getting a mouse pointer there actually.
Control Shift F.
So basically, suppose I am having this program, like I said, set local to read the current local information on your system. Then bind text domain will bind the translation from where to read the translation. Text domain is from which name of the file to be installed. Like when you compile this program, it will create a translation. Say suppose for Hindi say hi.co, for Japanese say ja.co. These are the files where the translations are actually stored. So these files are getting compiled into the machine translatable files, that is called a .mo files, and this .mo file should be named by this name only. So hello.mo will be installed in the respective language directory. So in order to globalize your software or your program, there are certain commands that need to be used. So I have just written those commands here. So first you need to compile your program. Then there is a utility called xgetText that will read the UI messages from your code. So in this code, we have just hello world is the message that need to be translated in different languages. So we just compile it. So see, so this is just printing a hello world in English because the current local is English. Now what is the next step to use the, we have seen the internationalization part here in the code by using these three functions. Now we need to read the number of strings available in your source code and redirect it into the some particular file. So these files are called as a portable object files, PO file. But before that, one common file need to be created, that is portable object template file called as a pot file. So like I have written here, this command need to be executed. xgetText, then the keyword, then the language. So which language your source code is there? C language, then you need to write a C. Python, then you need to write a Python. Like that, whichever language is there, you need to specify that. And then the output is need to be collected into the particular pot directory, pot file. So portable object template file. So I better use this shell script for quick reference. So like this, see the hello.port is created. So what it contains? It just contains that one string has been read from your source code that is available for the translation, that is a hello world, and it is of the C program, so it is written as an increment C formatting. So this is the standard for the get text, that which language you have used in your source code. Accordingly, the message ID string is being created, and here the message string MSG_str. Here actually the translator's role is to write the translated string. So when the port file is created, you need to just copy it into the particular languages in which you want your product to be available. So suppose this hello world program need to be available in suppose Hindi language. So you will just copy it into the hello.port into the hi.port. Suppose. So this is the Hindi template is available for translator to the Hindi language translator. So Hindi language translator will open this file and write its translated version of the hello world here. Okay, and then it will be contributed back to the actual source code owner. So suppose hello world owner is I am the hello world owner, and the Hindi translator will provide me by doing the translations to my source code. So I will use that hi.po. Now the next thing is that you need to compile this into the machine translatable form, that is a MO form, PO to MO. So how to do the PO to MO? This is the command. See, so basically what I have done is that the third thing is that copying the hello.portable object template into the hi.po. It's a Hindi PO file available for the translator to translate it. Then I have done some tweak for the quick thing to show you. Basically, every PO file need to be set a UTF-8 standard, otherwise it is not going to work, because all our systems are Unicode encoded nowadays, the Linux system and the Linux locales. So they need to be encoded into the UTF-8. So I have just used the set command for quickly making it into the available for the here for testing purpose. And then this is the automated script, so you don't need to have to read this. So the next thing what I have said is that how to convert into the PO to the MO. So we have one functionality provided by the getText library, that is called as the message formatting. So MSG FMT HR.po into the output of hello.mo. So hello.mo is actually the machine translatable file that is read by your application when you run your application in the particular language, and it will be provide you the translation. So now suppose I have a Hindi translation is available, so I am going to set the system into the Hindi language now. And let's run the same program. Yeah, sorry. Uh-oh. So see, the translation has come into the Hindi language. So if you use a only English local, it's a hello world. So this is how the globalization thing works, IIT9 and L10N part. So what part of the IIT9 we have seen here? We have used the libintl library, local library, which provided this set local, bind text domain and the text domain functions to be used. Otherwise, it was a very plain program, printf hello world C program. So by using these three functions, this is just a So this is just a simple thing, not to write everywhere a getText function. So see, if you have seen printf opening parenthesis, here underscore is there. So if you don't want to use an underscore, you can write an expanded form like getText, and that this string x is actually the string. So come back to the presentation. Yep, thanks. So what I was trying to explain is that you use your own source code, existing source code, then add the ITN functionality. Then again it will be a source code. Then use the L10N files contributed by the different translators. So after using this flow, your product or your software can be called as a globalized software, globalized product, by adding ITN and L10N support. In other words, I can say that this adding ITN and L10N is a continuous form. So as your product is continuously growing, you are going to add multiple strings in your software, multiple UI strings in your software. So you always need a localized people to translate it. So this is a continuous thing happening for your product, and you will always getting a globalized product for every release. Then accordingly this. The advantages are like I have explained. I don't have time actually, but I can tell you that sometimes what happens that if the two buttons are adjacent like OK and cancel, and if you have oversized your translation, that may get overlap to each other. So the UI will look horrible actually. You are not going to read it actually. So it's better. So the advantage is that the translator need to minimize the translation, and that is I can say the one of the advantage here by using. Otherwise, what you have to do, you have to hard code it actually. So if you are writing suppose only for Spanish language, suppose that software, then you will write this UI only in the Spanish. But if someone is going to open that software into the English or any other locale, those locales are having a different settings. Some locales are read from right to left, some locales are read from the left to right. So it may create a problem. So the globalized thing will help you. So how they can help you? They will read the local file which contains all this information like currency, date, paper format, how to render. For translators, like I said, it is easy to just use a single file like PO format, because these strings are collected in a pot file. I have shown you the pot file, and from this pot file, individual PO files have been created, and these PO files are translated. No need for duplicate string translation, because what happens that if a particular UI string has been duplicated across multiple places in your source code, it will be collected as a single string, and a comment has been added into the pot file that this string has been collected from certain line number, and it will be easy then. Pot file and PO are very easy for getting your product translated. Disadvantages. Like I said, if there was a no pure pot file, just a minute, then you need to use the same string again and again and get it translated. Then like I said, the problem may happen that data encoding conversion is the problem. Then the rendering of the text, the character will not reorder, because some languages reordering is very essential. In English, if you have seen, there is no reordering, it's just a plain language. By doing a globalization, your software need to spend extra time. It need to be the extra time is nothing but adding a ITN support and adding a L10N files. If you are not going to add it, it's just a plain software, English software. So I can say that this is one of the disadvantages, that your product, if you need to do it globalized, you need to spend some extra cycles from your work, from your development, so that you will add ITN and L10N support. I do have a C++ example also. I can tell you from where to read this slides. You can download it from my Fedora People account. So I'm a part of actually a globalization team in the Red Hat. So we have a global presence. We have one person in Germany. We have 3 people in Pune, 3 from the Japan, and the translators team sits in the Brisbane actually. And we have maintained these all different pages on the Fedora, so you can refer it. Yep, that's it.
Sorry. Okay, we have time for one question.
So, I'm writing a command line interface in C. I find this very useful. You want to translate from English language to another language. Is there something that you could do in reverse? For example, I'm doing a command, you are translating from inputs, and then reverse translation. Are you familiar? Or is it an extension program?
Reverse as in you have
Yeah,
it.
from input command. For example, I'm typing show with a different keyboard, different input. So is there a way for me to reverse translate that automatic to my command or something like that? Reverse translation.
No, I guess. I will. No. Maybe if you need extra, we can talk it later on. I mean. Yeah, it's not good.
Any other questions, please catch them after the
Yeah.
outside.
I'm here only
Thank
conference.
you.
Yeah, thanks.